The small Italian town of Trevignano Romano, nestled on the shores of Lake Bracciano, is known for its picturesque landscapes and serene environment. However, in 2016, this tranquil town became an unlikely pilgrimage site, drawing visitors from all corners of the globe. This was no ordinary pilgrimage. It was fueled by claims of a miracle that captured the imagination and faith of thousands. Gisella Cardia, a local resident, declared that a statue of the Virgin Mary in her garden was weeping tears of blood. This astonishing claim quickly spread, igniting a fervor among the faithful. Cardia's claims drew enormous attention from both the media and religious communities. News outlets from around the world descended upon Trevignano Romano to cover the story. Thousands flocked to the town, desperate for a glimpse of the weeping Madonna. The streets, once quiet, were now bustling with activity as pilgrims arrived in droves. They believed they were witnessing a divine manifestation, a sign from the heavens that brought hope and renewed faith. The faithful gathered around the statue, praying for healing and guidance. Many lit candles, their faces illuminated by the flickering flames as they sought solace and answers. Many claimed to have received miracles of their own. Stories of sudden healings and answered prayers began to circulate, further fueling the belief in the statue's divine power. Gisella Cardia became a figure of immense religious fervor. She was seen as a messenger, chosen to deliver the Virgin Mary's messages to the world. She held prayer meetings and delivered messages she claimed were from the Virgin Mary herself. These gatherings drew even larger crowds, all eager to hear her words. Donations poured in from believers who wanted to support the upkeep of the statue and the organization of the prayer meetings. The financial contributions were substantial, reflecting the deep faith and commitment of the pilgrims. The town, once quiet and unremarkable, was now at the center of a global religious spectacle. Trevignano Romano had transformed into a bustling hub of spiritual activity, forever changed by the events that unfolded in Gisella Cardia's garden. Pilgrims shared their stories of faith and miracles, each account adding to the tapestry of belief that surrounded the weeping Madonna. The town's atmosphere was charged with a sense of wonder and reverence. Local businesses thrived as well, with shops selling religious artifacts, candles, and souvenirs to the visiting faithful. The economic impact on Trevignano Romano was significant, as the influx of pilgrims brought new opportunities for growth and prosperity. The local church played a central role in accommodating the spiritual needs of the visitors. Special services were held, and priests addressed the congregation, offering guidance and support to those seeking divine intervention. As the sun set over Trevignano Romano, the town's transformation was evident. What began as a simple claim of a miracle had blossomed into a profound spiritual journey for many. The legacy of the weeping Madonna continues to draw pilgrims, each seeking their own encounter with the divine. As Cardia's fame grew, so did skepticism. The authorities, wary of potential fraud, launched an investigation in 2023. The statue and the alleged tears of blood were subjected to rigorous scientific testing. The faithful watched with bated breath, their faith hanging in the balance. The investigators' primary focus was the blood itself. Where did it come from? Was it human or animal? Could it be linked to Cardia herself? Swab tests were taken from the statue's face. The results would prove to be explosive. The DNA analysis delivered a shocking truth. The blood on the statue was not a divine manifestation. It matched Gisella Cardia's genetic profile. The miracle, it seemed, was a carefully constructed fabrication. The news sent shockwaves through the community and beyond. The DNA evidence was irrefutable. The blood on the statue was Cardia's. The implications were staggering. This wasn't a case of mistaken identity or environmental contamination. This was a deliberate act of deception. The scientific findings chipped away at the foundation of Cardia's claims. The tears of blood, once seen as a sign of divine intervention, were now evidence of a calculated hoax. The investigation, however, wasn't over. Authorities were determined to uncover the full extent of the deception. The question remained, why would Cardia stage such an elaborate ruse? Was it for fame, money, or a twisted sense of religious grandiosity? The answers, it seemed, lay buried in Cardia's past and the motivations that drove her. Section 4. Conflicting interpretations. Miracle or manipulation. The revelation of the DNA results ignited a firestorm of controversy. The news spread like wildfire, capturing the attention of both the devout and the skeptical. Media outlets were abuzz with debates and discussions, each trying to dissect the implications of the findings. The religious community was thrown into turmoil, with many questioning the authenticity of the miracle they had so fervently believed in. Cardia's lawyer vehemently denied the accusations of fraud. He stood firm in his defense, passionately arguing that the evidence presented was not conclusive. His voice echoed through the courtroom, filled with conviction and determination. He painted a picture of a woman wronged, a devout believer caught in the crossfire of skepticism and faith. He argued that the DNA evidence was open to interpretation. The lawyer meticulously went through the documents, pointing out inconsistencies and potential errors. He suggested that the tests could have been contaminated or misinterpreted. The courtroom was silent, hanging on his every word, as he laid out his case with precision and care. He suggested that the blood could have been transferred to the statue through Cardia's own tears, a testament to her profound connection with the Virgin Mary. Cardia herself remained defiant. She stood by her story, her eyes filled with a mix of sorrow and resolve. To her, the statue's tears were a divine sign, a miracle that transcended human understanding. She continued to proclaim her innocence and insisted that the weeping Madonna was real. Her voice was unwavering, filled with a deep sense of conviction. She addressed her followers, urging them to hold on to their faith, to believe in the miracle they had witnessed. Her words resonated with many stirring emotions and reinforcing their beliefs. Her followers, torn between faith and doubt, grappled with the conflicting narratives. The community was in a state of flux, with emotions running high. Some found solace in their faith, while others were plagued by doubt. The once harmonious gatherings were now filled with whispered debates and silent prayers for clarity. Some clung to their belief, dismissing the DNA evidence as a test of their faith. They saw the controversy as a challenge, a trial to strengthen their devotion. Others felt betrayed. The evidence was too compelling to ignore, and the realization that they might have been deceived was a heavy burden to bear. They had invested their emotions, their money, and their faith in something that was revealed to be a lie. The sense of betrayal was palpable, as many struggled to come to terms with the possibility that their beliefs had been manipulated. Tears were shed, and hearts were heavy with disappointment. The once unified community was now fractured, a microcosm of the broader struggle between blind faith and critical thinking. The debate extended beyond the church walls, reflecting a larger societal conflict. It was a poignant reminder of the delicate balance between belief and evidence, and the challenges that arise when the two collide. The story of the Weeping Madonna had become more than just a local controversy. It was a symbol of the ongoing battle between faith and reason. Section 5. A community divided faith, doubt, and anger. The revelations about the Weeping Madonna had a profound impact on Trevignano Romano. This small, picturesque town, known for its serene landscapes and tight-knit community, was suddenly thrust into the spotlight. The news spread like wildfire, reaching every corner of the town and beyond. The town, once united by faith, was now a battleground of conflicting emotions. Neighbors who once shared meals and prayers were now on opposite sides of a deep divide. The air was thick with tension, as heated debates and passionate arguments became a common sight in the town square. Some residents, deeply devoted to Cardia, refused to believe the scientific evidence. To them, the Weeping Madonna was a divine sign, a miracle that reaffirmed their faith. They clung to their beliefs with unwavering conviction, attending church services more frequently and praying fervently for guidance and strength. They saw her as a victim of persecution, targeted for her unwavering faith. In their eyes, Cardia was a modern-day martyr, suffering for the sake of a higher truth. They rallied around her, offering support and solidarity, determined to defend her against what they perceived as unjust accusations. Others felt betrayed and angry. The revelations had shattered their trust, leaving them grappling with a sense of disillusionment. They had believed in the miracle, invested their emotions, and now felt deeply let down. They had opened their homes and their wallets to Cardia, believing they were supporting a sacred cause. Many had made significant sacrifices, donating money, time, and resources, all in the name of faith. The sense of community and shared purpose had been strong, binding them together in a common mission. Now they felt foolish and exploited. The realization that their generosity might have been misplaced was a bitter pill to swallow. The emotional and financial investments they had made now seemed like a cruel joke, leaving them with a profound sense of regret and anger. The sense of betrayal ran deep, leaving many questioning their own judgment and the nature of faith itself. The scandal had shaken the very foundations of their beliefs, prompting soul-searching and introspection. What did it mean to have faith? How could they trust again? These were the questions that haunted their thoughts. The scandal also had significant financial implications. The donations that had poured in from around the world were now under scrutiny. The funds, which were meant for charitable works and the upkeep of the shrine, were a focal point of the investigation. Cardia had received substantial donations from believers around the world. The generosity of the faithful had been overwhelming, with contributions coming in from far and wide. These donations were a testament to the power of belief and the willingness of people to support a cause they deemed worthy. These funds, intended for charitable works and the upkeep of the shrine, were now under scrutiny. Investigators were meticulously examining financial records, trying to trace the flow of money and determine if any wrongdoing had occurred. The process was painstaking and thorough, adding to the tension and uncertainty. The question of whether the money would be returned to the donors remained unanswered. The community was left in a state of limbo, waiting for clarity and resolution. The financial aspect of the scandal added another layer of complexity, intertwining faith, trust,